Wouldn't it be nice to turn on the television and never see incidents of excessive use of force by police? As a former police officer, I can tell you that the education that they have doesn't bode well for changing that. They have to think fast and under high stress, and that stress affects us differently. My thesis is on how to think under stress, and it's based on evidence-based research and changing education methods in police education. It's a very complex topic, and because it's so complex, I had to use research from very, very many other people on things like use of force, as well as things like how the brain works and how you can make it work under stress and work effectively under stress. I use two focus groups. One group is Navy SEALs or elite military units. The other group is elite athletes. They are able to do that. I also recognize that with that comes the idea that we have to change the mindset in police education. And the mindset is that they teach them to be warriors. They teach them to be warriors instead of guardians. They also teach them to put their body armor over their shirt instead of under their shirt. Warrior-like again. So we have to change that. We also have to look at evidence that shows that the police rarely use force. They rarely arrest people. Most of their work is involved in community service. That community service should be where their focus is, and their education should be that way as well. Also has to be in their education is critical thinking. Critical thinking is not even in their curriculum. They also have to think about being evidence-based policing, and they don't have that in their education stream. They do in their administration stream. Along with that is they have to look at practice. Practice is what evidence shows will make the change, and they don't practice. And that practice has to be focused, it has to be goal-oriented, and it has to be repetitive. It also has to be never reaching a plateau. That evidence can never plateau. With athletes or SEALs, it's always changing higher and higher so they can make better decisions under stress. They also have to think fast. Officers have to think very fast. And thinking fast has a downside. We have bias, known and unknown bias, that come into play with thinking fast. The good news is research shows that bias can be minimized by practice. It can also be changing how you feel. It also changes your calm down. It moves you over to critical thinking. It takes you over to making better decisions. So then you go to the next phase, which is my thesis and my research will open the door just a little bit to change police education so they can think fast.